Welcome back again to another crop challenge for the My Little Scrapbook Store All Ears Crop. This time we're doing challenge 15, which is a travel theme. I am back at Magic Kingdom and I am back using the Say Cheese collection. This time it's Say Cheese at the Park, I believe. And I am doing a page about It's a Small World, the ride. I ended up taking it very literally, this particular challenge, mainly because I had pictures from the ride and I thought, oh, well, might as well just do what I need to. I have this paper, this black paper that says magic on it, and I've just been wanting to use it over and over again. I thought this would be a good time to do that. So I'm kind of creating a layout that has horizontal layers on it, or horizontal lines, mainly because I have this magic memories on the bottom. It's the paper itself, and that's what I want to use as the title. Some of this paper from the Say Cheese collection has these really, really cool graphic designs on them. From some of them have Mickey's, some of them have Minnie's, some of them have the castle. And in this case, this one has the banners and magic memories. And it seems a shame not to use those to your advantage. So I am tearing some paper up. Now, notice I did not have a full piece of this yellow stripe paper. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of um, Frankensteining this paper together to make it work. And no one except for you and I are ever going to know that this paper was not in one big piece because the tear hides a lot of sins. And I'm making it work. I'm tearing it off a little bit to make sure you can see the blue. And I think I just wanted a little bit more movement than I had. And I'm making the lines here match up. And this really, for me, this particular way that I handled this just seemed like the absolute right thing to do. Now, it helps that the yellow paper is a horizontal line. So I can literally line up those yellow lines and make it work. So then I'm going to just put those together in a way that makes sense. And then I'm going to attach all of that. I'm going to cut it down to 12 inches. And then I'm going to attach all of it underneath. And it added even a little bit more texture to the page. For me, tearing paper is just an easy way to add texture. I know sometimes some people don't love it. They're just not a big fan of a torn edge. I, in particular, really do like a good torn edge. I think that it is um, fun and adds movement without having it be too difficult. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than just tearing the paper. So for me, that's one of the things I do, and I do it quite a bit, is just to add a little bit of texture. Now, if you want to add even more texture, you can ink the edge of where you have torn it, and that will make it even more visible. That's kind of fun sometimes. But this one, I just wanted to add kind of because it's clouds and it's the sky. I wanted to add a little bit more movement above that blue paper. Now, if this had been the absolute best paper in the whole wide world, the magic memories would have been on top and the sky would have been on top. That's not how this worked. So I still love how this turns out. I love the layout itself. In hindsight, wish I had cut the paper and mounted the magic memories on top of that stripe and still like kind of piece together a 12 by 12. I think I would have liked it even more that way. So think about that if you're making your page. When you're looking at it, kind of take a step back. When I see these in the video, I see them in a whole different light than I did when I was actually making the page. That's another thing I find very fascinating about doing these process videos is that I actually see my page in a very different way than when I was making it. And as I'm looking at it now, and I love this page. It's a great page. It's in my album. I like the fact that I have this really cool picture of us at on It's a Small World and all of that. But as I'm looking at it here with y'all doing the page, I realize, oh, because I mimicked the clouds and it's really cool. I wish I had the ability to flip it where that stripe and then the two torn papers was at the top of the page, and then the black anchored it on the bottom. But that's not what happened, so we're good. I took one of the journaling cards there that had the banner, and I really, for some reason, just loved how it looked above the It's a Small World. So I used that, and then I took the circle that said fun, and then I'm going to add a few hearts. Some of these journaling pieces I'm using, some of them I'm not using. In this particular one, there's not a lot to say about, hey, we're riding the Small World ride. I think one of the things that I struggle with quite a bit is on some of these Disney pages, there's not a lot of story. I wish there was more story, but we're riding this particular ride. That is the story. So I don't use as much of the journaling bits as I could, or I do in some of my other layouts. I do try to write on every single layout that I do, some way, shape, or form. And I find that with these layouts, I have not written as much as I would normally do. And I think it's because the boys and I are in the my the boat riding It's a Small World. I There wasn't a lot to say about that, but it's still fun. So you're seeing me just add a few pictures and pieces and parts to this. Use some of the chipboard, some of the embellishments, and I am just putting this together. I really, really like using that banner piece. I could have fussy cut it out. That would have taken a lot more time. And instead I just did it like this, that cute little banner that says magic, and using these circles kind of as tabs. So fun. And then having some hearts on the page, it's like having enamel dots. So I hope you're enjoying these project videos for the crop. I know that there's only a week left of the crop, and so hopefully you can get some done. And if not, feel free to just use these as inspiration for any of the challenges that we do over at My Little Scrapbook Store. We do monthly challenges, and in fact, the month of December is to scrapbook or do a project of something you are thankful for in 2024. So for me, this would actually have worked perfectly because I was thankful that we got to take the boys to Disney in the beginning of 2024. Really loved that. Um, and, I think then in today, which is Sunday the 1st, is actually the last day of the November challenge, which was tags. This really wouldn't have worked for that, but you could find a way to do another challenge that did make it work. And then we also have a 52-week challenge, which is for the full course of 2024. And I think you've got a few more weeks, but to make 52 projects. So we've given you prompts for 52 different ideas on what to do with a project. Some are sketches, some are themed, some are photo ideas. And basically, the idea is that we want to not just have you buy stuff and hoard it, but to actually use your stuff and get some pages made. And in fact, get 52 pages made this year, get 52 projects made, and post a project in each of the weeks. It doesn't even really have to be a project you made that week. It can just be a project for each of the weeks. And at the end of the year, in January, Michelle does a big drawing for anyone that actually entered all 52 weeks. And you get a gift card to the store. But the gift card to the store is just secondary. The actually using your products and getting your memories on paper is really the real kind of benefit of doing that. So that's also available over on our My Little Scrapbook Store page. So you're seeing me kind of close this page out by using some picket fence and doing some splatters. I, even though I said I would wish I could have to switch the page paper, I really do love how this turned out. It's one of my favorite pages I've made for the crop. I hope you've enjoyed it. I will catch you next time over on My Little Scrapbook Store. Have a great, great day.